So yesterday we started a new Java on a new advanced Java batch, which includes the modules like JDBC, servlets, and then JSP. So the fees for this batch is 5,000 and the timings are from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. These sessions will be there from Monday to Friday. So we started the first module like introduction to the JDBC. As a part of this, we have seen what is mean by storage area, what are the different types of storage areas are there, and what is mean by file system, what are the limitations of this file system, and what is mean by database, what are the limitations of database, and even introduction to advanced Java, what kind of applications we can develop using these we have seen. So next, this advanced Java purely focusing on the following entities. Like if you see JDBC, next and after that servlets. So after that JSP. These are the three tools which we are using. Sir, what is JDBC? If you want to perform any communication with database, then we have to use this JDBC. Suppose if you want to develop any processing or business logic, then we have to go for servlet like validation, communication with the database, etc. So if I want to perform any presentation logic, then we have to go for this JSP. So these are nothing but three kinds of modules which we are going to see. So these things I explained very clearly in the last session. So today, let me talk about some few points related to the JDBC. Already we know what is the full form of JDBC. JDBC means Java Database Connectivity. How we are going to communicate with database. Sir, it is an API, application programming interface, used to connect with. So many databases are there like MySQL, next and after that Oracle, next SQL Server, okay, MongoDB. So like there are so many database related tools are there. So happily we can use this JDBC API to communicate with these databases. That means using our JDBC, a Java program can perform basic basic database basic database operations in the sense you can insert some data into the database. You can perform update operation. You can do updating the data. So even deleting the data you can do. So next and after that, retrieving the data we can do. Like so many operations we can perform. And I can say JDBC is a bridge. Okay, JDBC is a bridge between Java application and a database. So JDBC is nothing but a bridge between Java application and a database. So how my Java application is going to work, how database is going to communicate. So in between these, JDBC will act as nothing but what? Bridge. So JDBC allows a Java program to communicate, okay, to communicate with databases. So if I want to communicate with databases, so Java program is going to be invoked here. So how we are going to communicate with the help of this JDBC tool? Example, suppose if you take some real time example, if I am taking some real time example, like consider student management system is there. So consider there is one roll number 101 and there is one person named with Prakash, and the branch of this person is nothing but computer science engineering, and the marks is nothing but something like 85. So if you have core Java knowledge, sir, Java alone can't directly, Java alone can't directly store this data into database, any database. For example, by default, I will always use MySQL. Sir, Java alone can't directly write this data to the MySQL. Compulsory, Java uses JDBC to submit this data to the database like MySQL. So how it is going to write? For that only we are using these JDBC tools. So the responsibility of JDBC is so to communicate with the database. Whatever data you are giving, that data it will fetch. So now I'm going to explain some basic architecture of JDBC. Up to this, if you are having any queries, please let me know so that we will continue. Any questions up to this? Now, sir, coming to the JDBC basic architecture. Okay, JDBC basic architecture I'm going to explain. Sir, what is JDBC basic architecture? So basic architecture is first Java application will be there. After that, so Java API will be there. After that, JDBC driver, and it is going to communicate with the database. Totally, how many phases we have? Four phases. What is the first phase? Java application. Second one, Java API. Third stage, JDBC driver. JDBC driver. Fourth one, database. So let me perform postmortem on all these types one by one. So let us do postmortem on all these types. Sir, coming to Java application, what here we are doing? Sir, a program written by Java developer. Sir, if you are writing any program, then it is called as what? Java application. If you want to prepare this, compulsory you should have a knowledge in CoreJava. If you don't have knowledge in CoreJava, it is very difficult. Sir, what about Java API? So Java API is nothing but so Java internally provides some classes and interfaces to communicate with database. Sir, what classes? Just sample classes I am explaining. Sir, driver manager is one class. Connection is one class. Statement is one class. Then, sir, prepared statement is one class. Next, result set is one class. Next, callable statement is one class. Like that, there are so many predefined classes are available. Just what we need to do, we have to create object for this and we have to communicate. So every class is having its own advantages and disadvantages. That part separately I will explain, don't worry. So these are nothing but the first two parts of JDBC basic architecture. Any questions? Right. So coming to the next, JDBC driver. Sir, what is JDBC driver? Very simple. JDBC driver is a software. JDBC driver is a software provided by database vendors. It is very, very important point. Sir, why database vendors are providing this driver? Because, see, if I am writing any Java program to communicate with the Oracle people, Oracle database. So internally, already Oracle is having a kind of a coding to communicate with the database. So, but the skeleton is provided by whom? Java people only. So, Java people are going to give some kind of interfaces. Okay. So, suppose if Java is giving some driver manager interface to Java, I mean to Oracle, then Oracle people are responsible to provide implementation for that. So same class can be given to some other also. So they are responsible to prepare their own driver. Like that, these drivers are going to work on that. Okay. Next, coming to database. Sir, what is a database? Where actual data is stored. Where actual data is stored, sir, it is in the database. Like that. So do you have any questions up to this? Please come. Clear up to this. Right. So now we will see the importance. Now we will see importance of JDBC. Sir, what is the importance of JDBC? Just I will spell out some 15 key points. Sir, what is a database JDBC? Why we are using? Just to communicate with database. Database connectivity. And why we are needing this one? Sir, because data persistence means what? If you want to store the data, okay, if you want to store the data permanently, then we have to go for this JDBC concept. And it supports basic CRUD operations. Basic CRUD operations means what? C means creation or insertion, R means retrieval or read operation, U means update operation, D means delete operation. All these operations happily we can. Next, fourth one. Sir, platform. Platform independent. Is it platform dependent or independent? It is independent. Suppose you have developed one application, JDBC application in Windows operating system. Can I run can I run that program in Mac OS? Yes, you can do that. Like it is a platform dependent or independent? It is platform independent. So next, sir, make sure it supports multiple databases, not only Oracle. You can communicate with MySQL, you can communicate with MongoDB, SQLite, anything, SQL Server language. And sir, easy database access. Almost I will explain in the further classes. There will be some 4 steps. Using those 4 steps, directly we can communicate. Directly we can communicate. Next, it is used to improve the application functionality. If I want to improve the application functionality, we are going to use this. Okay, it is one of the advantage what we have. Sir, next, eighth, eighth point. Sir, it supports real time. It supports real time applications also. Like for example, if I want to develop ATM systems, yes, it will work. Sir, I want to develop railway reservation. Yes, it will work. Sir, online banking. Yes, it will work. All these areas we are going to work with this JDBC only. And make sure it supports, sir, transaction management also. Transaction management means what? Suppose consider I want to transfer some amount from my account to my friend's account. So assume the amount is rupees 5,000. Once if you are clicking on transfer, in the back end what will happen? The amount is debited from your account and it should be credited to your friend's account. So both things should be happen, right? Suppose the amount is debited from your account, but it is not credited. Then what will happen? So is it a good transaction? No, right? So in such cases, you have to make sure that whether the transaction management is perfectly performed or not, you can do these with the 2 commands. One is a commit and the second one is rollback. Using these 2 commands, we can achieve. Okay, so next, it supports okay, it supports secure DB operations. Don't worry, there are some injection attacks are there. I will explain that. Okay, these are nothing but some important advantages, or I can say the importance of JDBC only. So if we are clear with this, then I will move to the next topic. Clear, friends? Please come. Is clear up to this?